Hey guys, and welcome back to episode 3 of our countdown of my top 100 favorite games. So last episode we counted down from game 90 to game 81. This episode we're going to count down from game 80 to game 71. But before we do that, we're going to go back over the rules and I'm going to let Pascal do that. No. 2 games from the same series unless they are drastically different. Examples again, 2D Mario versus 3D Mario, and side games are allowed, but per side game series, I can only have 1 entry. So I can't have 2 Mario parties, but I could have a Mario Kart and a Mario Party. And before we get into the actual video itself, let's give a little recap up on the screen of what happened last episode. And now that that's out of the way, we can head right into the video. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys stay till the end. Number 80, Mario Tennis. Mario Tennis on the Game Boy Color is an RPG. I bet you weren't expecting that, but it is. You either take control of Alex or Nina, and your goal is to become the best tennis player in the world. And how do you do that? You have to beat Mario once. But it's a little more complicated than that. You work your way up through the ranks and all that kind of stuff. It is literally a full-blown RPG, but that's not why I love this game. The reason I love this game is because it has transfer pack capability. So you're a player that you grow and you grind all throughout this. You can move them to the Nintendo 64 version of this game as well. And for me, that was just the most novel and cool shit when I was growing up. And I really think that more games should have done that on the 64. Like Pokemon Stadium had some functionality, Mario Golf had some functionality, but other than that, the transfer pack was kind of useless, honestly. The gameplay itself was about as good as you're gonna get on a Game Boy, but you aren't there for the actual gameplay, you're there for the dialogue and the actual story of it, because it's primarily a single player game, which is weird because sports games are usually multiplayer, but I really do enjoy it and I do recommend it. Number 79, Macbat 64. Macbat 64 is a short indie platformer. It's literally only 10 stages long, and it's meant to pay homage to those old Nintendo 64, PS1 era style games of graphics, and it does it absolutely perfectly. The gameplay is super simple. You're literally just like going to get a key or going to open a treasure chest. It's always a simple objective, but it is very fun. I can't really explain it. I'll kind of try to show it on screen, but I can't really explain it. If you're looking for a fun bite-sized experience, you could play through this entire game in like 15 minutes. Number 78, Phoenix. I never would have even heard of Phoenix if it wasn't for one person. That would be my grandmother. She gave me a Radical Space Invaders plug and play that had like 10 games on it, and one of them just so happened to be Phoenix. And the reason I hold this game so close to me is that we played it together not that far before she wound up passing away. So it is like my one final good memory with her. And if you like shoot 'em ups like Space Invaders and Galaga, you're gonna absolutely love this one. Number 77, Rocket League. I used to love Rocket League so much that I paid full price for it 3 times. I bought it on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch. The move to the free-to-play model did not put the nail in the coffin for me, but what it did do is open the door for seasons and the field pass, which I was not on board with, especially since a new meta game began to develop in which every single match you would load into would either have a Fennec or an Octane, and they'd always be running the exact same like circular defense, and it just wasn't that fun over time. While the gameplay itself was fun, the actual atmosphere and community around it is extremely toxic, and so I can't put it any higher on this list. Number 76, Cacao Love 100 Days. Cacao Love 100 Days is a visual novel in which you play the role of a student studying for their Cacao exam, which is equivalent to the college entrance exam or an SAT. In this game, you are tasked with preparing yourself as well as you can for this exam. However, life can get in the way depending on who you talk to and what actions you take in game. You can choose whether to study or to socialize. Everything you do actually affects the way the story will turn out, and there are a myriad of different endings, and I've gotten almost all of them. Some of them are a little bit tricky to get, but I'm still working on it, and I'm having a wonderful time so far. I definitely recommend it.
Number 75, Halo Combat Evolved. The original Halo game is one that I played a lot growing up, but I never owned, which always made me feel like I wanted to play it whenever I had the option to play it. While Halo 2 was a better game, I had a better time playing Halo 1, just because I feel like the story missions better connected with me as a player, and the basic multiplayer that there was, for the age that I was at the time, was a lot more easy to comprehend. And I understand that that's not how I should be gauging this, but that is how I'm going to gauge it because that's my experience with it. However, I will say I have been streaming it with Raider recently, and it holds up wonderfully. We've been playing on the Master Chief Collection, and it is absolutely a great time. Number 74, Sonic Spinball. Fun fact, this is the first Sonic game I've ever played, and for it being the first one I ever played, I know it's not the best Sonic game there is. However, I firmly believe it is the best Sonic spin-off that there is. The aesthetic is great, the music is top-notch, and the sprite work, even though it had a smaller budget, still manages to be on par with the 4 main series games that are on the Genesis. And if you're looking for something to just pick up, play it for like 10 minutes, that first level is incredibly fun. Number 73, Carrier. When compared to its peers, Carrier stands out, not just because it's the only survival horror of its era where everything is rendered in 3D, but because it all takes place on an airship, and it is a nuclear fallout rather than just like the undead or like some mystical power. It is a very good survival horror experience, but the controls are very dated, and if this game ever got a remaster, it would easily be a top 20 game for me here. I could recommend it if you're willing to get past the still camera, but if you're not, I completely would understand if you would pass on this one. Number 72, Super Mario Strikers. Conceptually and artistically, Super Mario Strikers is one of the most polarizing games on the entire GameCube. With its unique aesthetic and crude behavior of the characters, it differs wildly from what you would expect from a standard Mario sports affair. And that's kind of what I like about it. While it doesn't have the most deep content structure, what is there is a great fundamental and wonderful controls. It's something that once I pick it up and start playing, I never want to stop. Number 71, Tower Toppler. Tower Toppler, otherwise known as Nexus, is a vertically facing puzzle platformer in which you are simply just trying to keep getting to the top of each tower. It's a very, very short game, and that's to be understood considering how it came out on the Commodore 64. And I played this personally on a plug-and-play system back when I was like 8 years old. I fell in love with the game, and now every time I emulate games on a new system, this is the game I try for Commodore 64 emulation. It has the best visuals I've seen on the system, and the audio, while lackluster, is still very nostalgic for me. Alright guys, and that's gonna just about do it for this countdown. We are all the way down to game number 71 in our list. We counted down from 80 this episode. Next episode, we're gonna get all the way down to 61 from 70. I can't believe we're already almost halfway done with this series. I am so happy with the way it's turned out, but before I can let you guys go from this video, we have 2 things we got to talk about. Number 1 is our recap for the episode. At number 80, we have Mario's Tennis. 79, McBat 64. 78, Phoenix. 77, Rocket League. 76, Cacao Love 100 Days. 75, Halo Combat Evolved. 74, Sonic Spinball. 73, Carrier. 72, Super Mario Strikers, and 71, Tower Toppler. Alright guys, and for the last announcement of the video, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. And all you have to do to enter it is leave me a comment with what your favorite game is on any video in this entire series. Doesn't matter if it's in the playlist or a single video. All you have to do is leave a comment and make sure you're subscribed. There's no sub goal we have to hit. There's nothing like that. I will be announcing the winner in the recap video after the finale. I'll be giving away any game of your choosing from the list. Any game out of the entire 100 and the honorable mentions. So please leave a like, a comment, sub, whatever you want to do. Just enter the contest and get yourself a chance to win a free game. With that being said, I'm going to let you guys go. Have a wonderful day.